Hi, I'm Bunny Cakes and welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about telling people about your decision to have bariatric surgery. Um, so I feel like I want to be very open with people. I mean, obviously I have a YouTube channel and it's under a name that many people know me by, and these videos are posted on my Twitter and my Facebook. Um, and I've told a lot of the people that I'm friends with out in the real world, um, because I don't see it as anything to be ashamed of or anything like that. And it's a tool that I'm using, and people are eventually going to notice post surgery that something is going on. And on top of that, I also have several friends who are heavier, and I want them to see that it is an option and that it's not an option that you should be ashamed of. I don't even know if they are considering anything like that or they would consider it, but because I live in an area, not just my friends, but because I live in an area where there are so many people that are overweight and there are so many stigmas around everything, especially in this small town, I want to show people that it works and it's nothing to be ashamed of. That said, I do have my moments. I had one um, yesterday where I was just ever so slightly embarrassed about the fact that somebody I see on a regular basis would find out what I'm doing, and I don't even know why. And it was just a fleeting moment of mild embarrassment. I I forgot to take my flow sheet to my doctor's appointment. I have to have the doctor fill it out, and then I have to give it to the surgeon, and they have to give it to the insurance to get my surgery approved. And I forgot to take it with me, so I had to take it back, and I had to hand it to um, the receptionist to give it to the doctor. And she looked it over, and I mean, she was gonna know what it was about just from what's on the page already. And I had this fleeting embarrassment. Like, I was like, oh God, she's gonna know that I'm trying to get weight loss surgery. And then I was like, who cares? Anybody who watches my YouTube is gonna know that I'm gonna have weight loss surgery. And I'm not hard to find on the internet because, like I said, I use a name that everybody knows me by and that posts to my social media. And I can't, I'm pretty sure that the receptionist, we used to work together at the store I used to work at, I'm pretty sure she's on my friends list. So she probably already knows. And I kind of thought it was funny, just that fleeting moment of like, oh my God, people know. And it made me think about making this video because I know that not everybody instantly decides to tell people, and some people never really decide to tell people, or they only tell a select few people. Um, and that's okay too. It's The decision to tell people is very, very personal, and it depends on what works for you. For instance, I'm very open about it with my current circle of friends and my family and whoever watches my YouTube channel, but I might not feel the need or the want to be as open, like when I get a new job and there's new people that I don't really know. Um, that said, I may eventually have to tell them anyway if I decide not to talk about it openly immediately, because after surgery you start to lose weight really fast, and people are probably going to start asking questions, asking if you're sick, what's going on, are you dieting, are you okay, like, do you have like an an eating disorder, are you eating, especially because, like, if I'm at work and I'm eating like the all liquid diet that I have to be on for however many weeks, they're going to start to notice, and they're going to be like, oh my God, eat something, especially around here because that's what people do. They give you food. I don't even work at my old store anymore, and several times I've gone in and they've had, like, somebody has a birthday and they've ordered a cake and shared it with people at lunch, And I'll be in there at lunchtime and they'll be like, here, have a piece of cake, because that's what you do. And so I'll take a piece of cake and eat it while I'm shopping. I shouldn't. I'm trying to diet and I'm diabetic, but it happens. Um, it's hard to deny cake. It's hard to say no. Um, but that's my experience with it. And like I said, I may not be as open with people post surgery who aren't already in my life, but I also see times where it might be necessary just to get people off of my back about whether or not I'm sick, or to get people to please stop shoving food at me that I can't eat. Because that feels like my own personal version of hell. Like, there's this smorgasbord of all your favorite food. It's delicious, but you're only allowed to drink protein shakes. um, that's my food addiction talking. Um, but if you choose to have bariatric surgery, especially before you have the surgery, there's not as much need to tell people. And so if you really, really want to keep it private, then by all means do so. It's no big deal, and it shouldn't be anything you agonize over. Um, After surgery, the decision might be a little bit harder. Um, there are many people who aren't as open as me about it. I know several people on the support group message board that I'm on who have barely even told their close family members. Like, there's one woman who's told her husband, but she hasn't told her children. A couple of her children are still very young, and they probably wouldn't understand it anyway. And a couple of her children are, and in like college, and they're not around the house as much, so they haven't noticed as much how quickly she's lost weight. So they've not really asked questions, and for one reason or another, I didn't ask because it's her personal decision. But she decided not to tell them, and she hasn't told any of her family members. And if you do decide not to tell people, then you should probably have plans to explain away the weird habits and things that you will have to develop and do after surgery. For instance, the woman I was talking about, um, she had her surgery like right before the holidays, and so she chose to sit out of like holiday celebrations by telling people that she was sick or that she had to work. And she made up excuses because the holidays fell in that time where she was supposed to be on her all liquid diet, which is the harder to deal with when it's the holidays and everybody's got food. And like I said, it's like my personal hell. All this food, and all you can do is sip a protein drink, and I hope it's a delicious one. So there may be times where you have to lie, or you're going to have to get really good at sidestepping questions and changing the subject, or just flat out be like, I don't want to talk about it. And you may have to be a little rude. So those are things to consider if you don't tell people. Even if you do tell people, you're probably at some point going to get sick and tired of talking about it. And you'll probably also have to be a little bit rude, be like, I don't want to talk about it. If that's all you have to talk about today, then walk away. Walk away. And I know that because I've watched some other bariatric surgery patients on YouTube talk about how sometimes it gets annoying when you're open about it, and that's all anybody wants to talk about. Like, suddenly you became bariatric surgery. And people in those instances, they mean well. A lot of the time they're just curious, and maybe they're considering it. So that's one of the downsides of being open about it, is that you do have to talk about it more, probably, and people are going to ask you questions about it a lot. And I will probably make another video post-surgery, probably several months after surgery or later than that, discussing my feelings about telling people post-surgery compared to my feelings now. And we'll see if it changes. It may get to I may get to the other side and be like, oh God, just don't tell anybody, just like ninja to the hospital and ninja back, and then like become a hermit for 3 months until you're a little bit more normal, and then just tell everybody that you had a tapeworm. And maybe that's how I feel. I might still be like, yeah, scream it from the rooftops. Got bariatric surgery. Love it. But who knows? We'll see where I'm at then. And this is where I'm at now. I'm comfortable talking to people about it most of the time, except for those fleeting times of embarrassment that I guess are going to happen. I guess it's my indecision or whatever, or my anxiety, which I find kind of funny after the fact, and like immediately after the fact, I was like, "What's wrong with you?" A lot. um, so yeah, tell people, don't tell people. Um, what's your opinion on it about telling people about your bariatric surgery? Are do you feel like it's okay to be completely open? Would you rather be mildly open, or would you rather just tell as few people as possible? Post in the comments down below and let me know. Also, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified of my future content. There's a subscribe button right here for this channel, and there is a button over here to check out my booktube channel, doing all sorts of fun stuff on that coming up soon. And over here is a selection of videos from this channel that you may or may not have seen, and they should probably interest you, or they might interest you, I don't know. And remember to be strong, smile when you can, and always take care of yourself.